Hey Feasters, welcome to episode 193, and I would encourage you, before you buy your next educational product, wait 24 hours and evaluate it with these 5 questions. Do so for my own stuff too. Welcome to the Ask Rezzz podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm here to help you get past those bumps in the road, those struggles, those things that hold you back from building an amazing and profitable freelance business each and every single day. It's all about the profits, right? And I'll get into that here in a minute, because you have to manage your expenses when you buy things. Look, there's so much to learn, and as business owners and creators, we love to absorb as much as humanly possible. But that's where the pitfall happens. We consume and consume and consume. If we applied even half of the actionable information that we consume, we would have zero time in every single day for the next 10 years. Yes, that figure is statistically backed by science. No, but seriously though, like myself, I would assume that you have had periods where you are reading, watching, listening to amazing and valuable information, taking copious amounts of notes, and making countless to-dos for days on end, especially around the end of the year, when all the sales, now at this time, it's going to be Black Friday here in a couple of days, marketing kicks into overdrive, and we get teased with all of the shiny objects that seem to be the answer to all of our questions. I want you to think about 2 things here. 1, the financial aspect. If you haven't already listened to episode 184, and I'll link that up in the show notes, is you'll learn that if you're buying something for $100 and you bring in 20% profit on your revenue, that means you need to bring in $500 of revenue, not $100. I hope that makes some sense, because a lot of us, we see something for $100, we just think, well, we'll just go get another $100 into the business. You're actually losing money then. Second thing is marketing. Let's evaluate something here for a second. Most products and apps serve a purpose, not all purposes. Most of the marketing around these products, if you look, market to a specific audience with a specific problem. It's us that say, oh, I need that, or that has to be better than what I'm using right now. This goes for courses and continuing education as well. I want to share with you 5 questions to ask yourself when evaluating an educational product. And yes, I do sell educational products, membership sites, things like that. So ask yourself these questions when I try to pitch you on something, right? First thing, has the person or company selling the information done it in the past successfully, and are they still doing it? Not everyone does what they say they do. They preach things that they've never tried. The business world moves fast. Sales, marketing, and client management are some of the fastest pieces of the business world. Specific strategies and tactics that worked last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, especially in client services, most likely will not work today. Sure, the methodology may apply still in some sort of capacity, but collecting leads via pop-up on your homepage saying join our newsletter for updates worked 8 years ago. Doesn't work today. If the person is no longer doing what they are teaching, then for me, they're not up to date. I want to have the best possible information and strategies that are going to keep me on the forefront. Question 2, am I getting the team or the individual, and are they engaged? I've purchased programs before thinking that I was getting the individual, but then didn't even see the individual once in the communities, the Slack channels, the things that they were selling me on. You know, the person that was actually selling me actually didn't show up. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with working with the team behind the product. It's just that if it's not conveyed up front, I feel a bit duped. My thought too is that if the teacher is the one that I'm looking to sign up with that has that thing that I want, working with someone else maybe I'm only getting 80% of that thing. I feel like, I don't know, something's lost in translation. Could be just me. Question 3. What is available for free? Do the research. Read some of the other content. Listen to the other podcasts this person's been on. Watch videos. Make sure that you can see yourself hanging out with that person potentially. If there's just not a fit from a personality perspective, how likely are you to learn something from them? Think about all the teachers that you've had in school that you didn't like versus the ones that you still remember how awesome they were. The other side of this is that does their free content deliver value? Or does everything that they put out lead you to buy something? Are they hiding something? Their teaching ability can be explored in the free content. If they don't explain the steps or answer objections in an insightful way, maybe they aren't the best teacher. Question 4. Where does this fit in with me? Am I buying this for the quote unquote someday list, or is this something that will help me accomplish something today? The someday list is great, but my experience with buying products that go into this list, they collect that digital dust. And when that dust piles up, it falls back into point number 1. By the time I get around to it, maybe a year has passed already, and this is half as relevant as it once was when I bought it. If I'm working on something today, or even in the very near future, maybe a week or a month or two, can this program help me accelerate my learning and get to implementation faster? If so, then I'm more likely to buy it. And the final question, 5, can I find out more about the course from someone who's been through it? No doubt that there are all sorts of testimonials and social proofs being displayed in and around this product. Those things are saying how awesome it is. I would suggest to you, find those people on Twitter and Facebook or wherever, and ask them what they liked and didn't like about the program. That will help you in the evaluation department. Chances are that they bought the thing for a different reason than you would. After evaluating the purchase by going through these questions, let it sit for 24 hours. If it still makes sense, go ahead and buy it. If it doesn't make sense for you to buy it right now and you pass on it, if it's good and worth it, it'll be there when you're ready to buy. If it's not there then, well, then you saved yourself a lot of wasted time and money. If you have a question, ask Rezzz. That's me. Find me on Twitter at Rezzz, or head on over to Rezzz.com, and I interact with my email newsletter each and every single day. If you want to hop onto it and ask me a question there, go ahead. I would encourage you to do that because that's the best place in order to find every single answer that I can provide to you. Until next time, it's your time to live in the feast.